Did you see the Kobe Matt Barnes stuff from yesterday? I warn everyone ahead of time that this may break your heart, what you're about to see here, because one of the most legendary moments in the legendary career of Kobe Bryant was the moment that Matt Barnes flicked the ball at his face and Kobe didn't even flinch. Well, as you get to see this view of it for the first time, this overhead camera view, you realize he didn't really flick the ball in his face. Now, the legendary, the famous view, if we could show it, guys, just the regular one for the few people in the audience who might not know what we're talking about. When you've always seen it from the side, it looks like he's flicking it literally right in his face. And I thought, well, Kobe Bryant's not even a human being.
But though now you can tell. Now that you know, you can tell it's to the side. And is there value in the myth, right?
So what does this do to your image of this? I feel as though one of my heroes.
I got to tell you something. I've never interpreted that quite like everyone else. First of all, if someone's going like that to your face, your reflex, you should have reflexes.
Right.
So unless Kobe, can see the future, I was like, damn, Kobe, what's up with the reflexes? But people interpreted that the way they wanted to, that Kobe is the coolest, toughest, and all that stuff. And he was. Kobe was the coolest and the toughest and all that stuff. It's just that this is not what people thought it was. By the way, Babe Ruth never called his shot. In the World Series, he didn't call his shot. So is there value in the myth? It reminds me of the arguments about umpires. We like the human error. Review plays. It's not that it's not so much that it takes time, for them to do it, and they sometimes still get it wrong. It's that we like the human error. No, we don't. That's BS. That's just how we grew up and we're attached to it.
Yep.
It's better to get it right. I'm glad I know the truth about this.
Absolutely. And before social media and before multiple cameras showed everything, urban legend meant everything when you were describing a player. They were always more bulky. They were always taller. They were always better than what you heard. But it still shows that Kobe has ice water in his veins because you alluded to it. A normal human reaction would be to flinch some, but also as a basketball player, you're in that situation a lot. They call it give me 3 feet. Give me some personal space, bro. And so when you do that, a guy normally doesn't flinch. So it's actually happened a lot more than people realize. But since it was Matt Barnes and Kobe Bryant and they were already beefing during that game, it felt amazing that Kobe wasn't even sweating it at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get you to the next thing here because I have a lot I want to get to with Max. Kevin Durant is part of a star-studded free agent class of next year. Now, whether he really does seriously consider leaving or not remains to be seen, but he's the biggest fish in what will be a very, very deep free agent
pond. LeBron's barber.
And so here's what he said yesterday, but Jalen, stay with me here because Durant told ESPN he plans to, quote, just be honest. Says, I was honest with my decision, but just like outwardly, if people ask me about it, don't be ashamed to talk about why I decided to move teams and switch teams because it's not the end of the world. I didn't do anything against the law. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought happened the first time. Max, as you read those quotes, what do you hear him saying?
I see him evolving as a person, first of all. I love that. When Muhammad Ali started all this, I don't have to be what you want me to be. I'm free to be me. But most of us feel social pressure to conform. And so remember the stories? We just map it on. It's easy. Oh, the good, nice small town kid. Kevin Durant never causes a problem. It turns out Kevin Durant has opinions. He's angry sometimes. He's not crazy about the media and some fans, and he has an idea of what he wants to do. Well, good for him. He's still not, it doesn't feel to me, fully comfortable in his own skin, but he's getting there, it seems to me, and I like that. I think more importantly, okay, Kevin Durant's going to be a free agent. I understand that he's this transcendent talent in a way that no one else is other than LeBron. I don't know for how much longer Kevin Durant will be a top 5 player. And it's not even about his age.
Whoa.
LeBron James better than Kevin Durant by a whole lot. I think AD is the second best player in the world, unless Kawhi is healthy, and then I don't know. And then you have Giannis, who already is on that level. God forbid his jumper starts to fall. That puts KD at 5 maybe, like right now the 5th best player in the world. Right now. That means if Ben Simmons gets a jump shot, or if Joel Embiid starts moving his feet a little bit more on defense in the playoffs, he might not be in the top 5.
Jalen, if you will.
Max, are you sitting here saying that Kevin Durant is going to be out of the top 5 and players in the NBA? First and foremost, you only named 4 guys.
Right. That puts him at 5. But it's sexier. How about this? He'll be off the Mount Rushmore. That's only 4. He'll be off the Mount Rushmore.
The other thing is, when you start to become that level of great, you got to start taking winning into account. So for somebody like Giannis, he does have that level of talent, but at some point he has to lift his basketball team. And Ben Simmons ain't even the best player, guess where? on his own team. That happens to be Joel Embiid. Kevin Durant has firmly etched himself, in my opinion, as the second best player in the NBA.
Look what you're doing. That's not like you. That's lazy thinking.
No, it's not. LeBron is best. And here's KD. 50, 40, 90 consistently.
Yeah.
He's been an MVP. He's been a 4-time scoring champ.
Yep.
And he's proven to me that he could be the best player on the best team. Okay. So much so, they just won 2 championships. And guess who took on Finals MVP?
Best player on the best team, he's not the thing that makes that team go.
That's different.
And he joined a 73-win team.
That's different.
You could have given him Paul George for nothing, and they'd have been almost as dominant. You could have given them a lot of players, not KD. They still would have won the championship by a lot. Look, you talk about Giannis, he has to win, right? KD had 2 other future MVPs and another All-Star and got destroyed in the finals. And even when
by who?
Okay, fine, but even
by
when
who though?
Even when he was crewed up later, and they were the best team in basketball during the 73-win Golden State season, when LeBron went in to Oracle and beat that team, KD was in the same situation at Oracle, Game 7, not so much. I'm just saying, you're correlating his winning because he's on a great team with other talent and giving him credit for that.
He already showed me he was great before he got to Golden State.
Of course.
Okay, and the other thing, when he had James Harden was a 6th man at that time. Yeah. Who did they lose to in the finals? LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
They didn't just lose.
Clearly better and more seasoned.
They didn't just lose. Right, so Giannis, without a great supporting cast, is losing sometimes to better teams. That's his fault.
This is a delight.
And he's in the East. Now it's his turn. When you talk about the East this year, who's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals?